Horse Tarot. I am here with your mid-month update for the month of August 2018. As promised, I went ahead and made you guys one of the very first signs that I did for this batch of readings since I was so late getting out your August monthly reading. By the way, those readings are up for you guys, so if this reading doesn't resonate with you or you want to see the reading that I did for your overall month, go ahead and make sure to check that out. I wanted to take a minute to thank all of you guys who have already watched the August readings, have given me thumbs ups, have subscribed to the channel. I'm extremely grateful to you all as I'm trying to get this channel off of the ground. And you know, the more traction that this channel gets, the more time I can put into doing readings for you guys. I do plan on trying to do some different things in the future, maybe doing weekly readings and love and romance readings for you guys. So I'm just going to play it by ear and see how you guys respond. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into your reading. This spread is smaller than the August monthly readings and the reading will be shorter. But just to kind of explain how I read this, I kind of look at this like a Lenormand spread, if any of you guys are familiar with the Lenormand 5-card method of reading. But I do want to start off with your central card or focus for the remainder of the month, which is the Page of Wands in the upright, which is really great energy. You know, for some of you guys, this could be a person. If it represents a person, it would be a younger fire sign. It could be male or female, sun, moon, or rising. And the fire signs for your reference are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. If it's not a person, then it could just be an energy. And you know, the pages all really symbolize new beginnings, that kind of incipient introductory stage to something new. And the Page of Wands is all about creativity and inspiration and passion. And you know, I think it's a really, really good energy to have this month, especially since a lot of signs are really going through a lot of changes. I think that you kind of have this new path that you guys are going to be setting out on, and that is going to be something really positive for you guys. It could also be communication coming in, especially over the internet or via text, virtual communications essentially. And whatever that communication is, it would be something positive for you guys. So be on the lookout for something of that nature too, especially in regards to maybe your friendships, your co-workers, and potentially even relationships for some of you guys. If this page is a person, for the most part, I like their energy. They're surrounded by some pretty good cards. They may be a little bit young and on the immature side, so do keep that in mind. But overall, I don't see really anything negative associated with them. So they seem to be fairly good people. You know, always use caution when it comes to meeting new people. But I think that this person, if they were to come in for you in these next couple of weeks, would ultimately be somebody fairly positive. The one thing that's really concerning me is this King of Cups in reverse. And for a lot of you guys, I do think that this is going to be a person. If so, they could be a water sign, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. And the water signs for your reference are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. I don't really like seeing this guy in the reverse. Sometimes it could just mean that maybe on an emotional level he's blocked or he's dealing with some stuff and it's not necessarily all that bad. But when I do clarify him via, you know, the mirroring method, he does mirror to that 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So if you are involved with a character like this in business, it would be somebody who I don't think I would be able to fully trust. Just because it seems like on a financial front, things seem to be in a bit of disarray, which leads me to think that maybe there's stuff going on that's not being done on the up and up. In terms of relationships, some of you guys may be going through a divorce or a breakup with this individual just because he is associated with kind of chaos and you know, upheaval within the home or family life. This could also be just another family member, somebody who's related to you, who's maybe causing some problems. You know, say for instance that you lost a relative or a loved one and you are having some issues regarding settling the estate with some relatives of yours. Maybe this guy is somebody who is stirring up some trouble or trying to get all of the estate for himself or whatever. But ultimately, I don't really like that particular energy. For some of you guys, it may even be somebody in your friend circle just because of that association there with the Three of Cups. So if this person seems like somebody you might know, I would just be really cautious around them. Don't let your guard down when it comes to them, because if you do, you may be putting yourselves in a situation where this individual could take advantage of you, and I wouldn't want that to happen to you guys. If this isn't a water sign, then it could just be somebody who's an emotional manipulator. You can't really trust anything that comes out of their mouths. It's just overall, it's not good energy. Some of the other kings, when they're in reverse, can be like that kind of physical abuser or even verbally, but these people who know how to manipulate people's emotions, they're kind of, I don't want to say bigger threats, but you don't always see them coming. Sometimes they can take you by surprise just because they work so insidiously. So if you are surrounded by somebody who you don't necessarily trust, keep that in mind to really be on guard when you are around this person. For others of you, I think things are going to be looking great in terms of your social circle, your friend group. You have the Three of Cups here. This is all about celebrations and these relationships. They can sometimes symbolize a third-party situation. I don't really get that, especially since the card is in the upright. I just think there's a lot to celebrate. Maybe you guys are doing some partying, hanging out with friends, going out for nights on the town. It seems like some really positive energy, especially if you're trying to make an effort to put yourselves out there. And, maybe this Page of Wands is you guys really trying to throw yourselves out into the dating scene, find something passionate, even if you're not looking for something long-term, which I think for most of you guys, if a new romance does come in, it could come in hot and fast and really quick. We do have the Eight of Wands here in the upright. Some of you guys might even be meeting a potential partner via some sort of online dating site, be it Tinder or whatever else people use to find people online. I don't think that if this person were to come into your lives in the next couple of weeks, I'm not sure about the long-term potential for the relationship, just because we end with a Ten of Pentacles in reverse, which to me kind of says like, well, maybe this is a fun relationship. You guys get to get out and do stuff together, and there's definitely a lot of passion and physical attraction there. But ultimately, I don't think you would settle down with this person, which isn't a bad thing, especially if you guys are just trying to really put yourselves out there on the dating scene. The overall energy for your spread is a Seven of Wands in reverse, which I said, earlier, especially in reference to this King of Cups in reverse, to be careful about letting your guard down. But some of you guys, I think it's actually going to be a positive thing, especially if we're talking about putting ourselves out there, reaching out to people, trying to build, a friend group, a social circle, getting out in the dating scene, starting something new. Sometimes it helps not to be so intent on always standing your ground and having to battle everybody and, try to make a stand for every little point. Sometimes it does help to kind of break those walls down and be vulnerable and let people in. So if some of you guys struggle with doing that, maybe this month work on being a little bit more open with people. And then others of you, if you are dealing with this nasty character, or if you are dealing with issues on your home and family front, or in like a long-term relationship where there are a lot of shared material assets and a strong familial connection, some of you guys may need to stand your ground. That could be what this reversal is saying, that you do need to take a stand. You need to speak up for yourselves and really just have a backbone. And some of you guys may be a little bit hesitant to do that. I don't know if it's because of the nature of this character or because of the nature of your connection that you share with them. I do have a Lenormand card here just to give us some more information regarding the spread. And it is the Whip. And the Whip is associated with arguments, conflict, you know, for some of you guys, like I said, if you are dealing with this nasty character, this can even be abuse sometimes. And if that's the case, then definitely watch out for that. That's why I was so concerned about this guy being here with the whip being kind of, you know, crowning your reading. That potential for abuse with this particular character is definitely going to be high. Or if not like actual physical abuse or a domestic violence situation, just that kind of emotional manipulation. Again, if this is relevant to you, you guys are going to know. You're definitely going to know the tactics that this guy uses. Just be careful not to let him swindle you into thinking that he's changed or whatever and letting your guard down, because, you know, another thing about the whip is it tends to go in cycles. You go over and over and over again in this cycle of abuse. So if that does pertain to you, go ahead and try to extricate yourselves from that situation. For others of you, you know, it could just be, you know, some arguments, especially in terms of your families. Maybe things are just a little bit difficult right now. If that's the case, I don't think it's necessarily bad, as long as we're not dealing with this King of Cups in reverse guy. You know, sometimes in our home lives, things can get a bit rocky, but things tend to sort themselves out. For others of you who are dealing with a new potential partner coming in these next couple of weeks, or if this is somebody that you've already met but you're trying to start things with them and get things off the ground, this card can also mean like, you know, a sex life, that kind of intense, passionate connection, even like a kinky thing going on. So with the Eight of Wands being here and the Page of Wands and even the Three of Cups, which is all about celebrations and maybe partying, if this new partner comes in for you guys, the whip may just be symbolizing that you have a very, very sexual connection. And like I said, there may not be much there in terms of a long-term relationship, but if you are looking for something fun, maybe for the summer or through the holidays, this person seems like they might be a good pick. So just to kind of summarize that, because there were a lot of different messages for different people, if you guys are dealing with this King of Cups in reverse character, either this water sign or this person who is, you know, an emotional manipulator, be really, really careful about them. Make sure you don't let your guard down around them. Others of you guys are going to be starting off something new, on a new inspirational or creative or passionate path, you know, something that kind of really lights that fire in your soul. And that's going to be really positive, especially if it's involving, you know, meeting new people, putting yourselves out there, especially in the dating scene or even just with friends. I think that's going to be a really great opportunity for you guys. There's the potential for romance. Again, not sure about it being very long lasting, but there's definitely a sexual chemistry there. So if that's what you guys are looking for, then, you know, go for it. And then others of you guys may just be dealing with some issues on the home front. You know, that happens to all of us. It's nothing terrible as long as those issues aren't associated with this King of Cups in reverse. So all in all, I like the energy for a lot of you guys. You know, hopefully you aren't dealing with this nasty character that I've been talking about. Just be really careful to make sure that you either aren't letting your guard down around people who you can't trust, or you're not being that person who constantly has these walls up and isn't able to let anybody in, because then your relationships may suffer as a result. You know, if you're trying to meet new people and trying to put yourselves out there, then there's definitely some value to be had in vulnerability. So do just keep that in mind. I do hope that these messages resonated with some of you guys. If so, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you guys have any questions, leave them down there as well and I will reply. If these didn't resonate, again, check out your monthly readings or look at your moon sign and rising sign for more information. If you guys like the video, I would definitely appreciate it if you gave a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel. You know, I'm definitely hoping to put out a lot more videos for you guys. I do plan on starting to work on your September monthly videos, and hopefully I'll get those out, you know, relatively quicker than I did the August videos. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I definitely appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys in September for your monthlies.